So we're back in the loft again, and I was hoping to get that wall completed today, but like everything else in a 150-year-old farmhouse, it doesn't go according to plan. There's always something. Oh well. Good morning. You join me from my kitchen. I'm sure you've seen it a few times before, and you're wondering, why does he sound weird? Well, I sound weird because I've got my dental appareil in, which is just making my teeth nice and white. Anyway, I wasn't going to film because I was wearing this, and then I thought, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care. Because it's my kitchen and I can do what I want. If I want to talk to you with this in, I will. And I'm sure you'll forgive me. Anyway, so I'm going to carry on with upstairs in the loft today. And then but before I do that, I've got to go to the shops. I need to get some shopping in. Because as a man who lives on his own, primarily, apart from when my son's here, he's not always here, I've got to do everything. So I've got to go and do the shopping, and I've got to do the cleaning, and I've got to keep the house tidy, and I've got to restore the house as well. But I'm not complaining. I like doing all that stuff, so it's fine. And I find tidying and keeping clean very therapeutic. Try saying that with this in. Therapeutic. Anyway, I will see you in the next clip where we're getting on with something instead of mucking about in the kitchen. This is exactly what I signed up for. Hell yeah. Right. But safety first. Now I know these are too big for this tower, but they are safe and sturdy, so that's good enough for me. I have worked on a lot worse than that on building sites before, I'll tell you that much. So I'm up on my scaffolding and I found today's dilemma, which is this. Nothing straightforward with these old buildings. You can't make plans, honestly. I patched up some of the roof where I could see a little bit of daylight, and that's all okay now. That'll do me for the time being. And then I'll come inside and well, take a look. So once upon a time, there was a different roof line in this place, and it went down at a different angle, down this way. And then at some point they've raised the roof and they've built this wall. This wall's not original. This carpentry here is very, very old. And it actually goes through, it's pegged there, it goes through, but then it goes through this wall which has been built much, much later. And it's just a partition wall, it's not a supporting wall. And so what they did was, when they changed the angle,
but it is a supporting wall now because they've changed the angle to put these new beams in, which again are not actually new beams. They're probably 100 years old, but this bit here is much older than that. So this has got to come out, and at the minute it's holding up part of the roof there. So I've got to figure out a way to cut that out and stabilise the roof, and then I can carry on with my rail across the top section, which is proving to be a bit of a... So that's what I've got to do. I need to figure that bit out. So in the meantime, I'm going to get down. So I'm at the highest point in the building, and I'm going to go down and carry on with the lower section. But that's a blooming obstacle I could have done without. So I'm going to have to get some different equipment. The other thing as well is that is oak. So in position, dealing with it like that, I'm going to have to bring a little chainsaw in and cut it out in position, because if you've ever worked with 200-year-old oak, it is tough. So I'm just gonna deal with that how I see fit and tidy it all up before I carry on. In the meantime, I'll go down and do some railing in a different spot, because that's a two-man job. I'll need Alfie to come here and help me with that. Damn. Never mind. On to other stuff. Kitty, look at that. So I've got to put another one down here now, following that line, and then they're in good shape. Let's get that bad boy there. Honestly, working in spaces like this drives me mental. It really does. One. Now we're dancing. My little wardrobe area in this bit. I think that's what this is going to be. And I think the other side is going to be my shower room right there. And then I think that big bit, I might make that into a music room slash office slash fourth bedroom if anybody comes to visit me, because then I've already got another 2 bedrooms going in elsewhere. In total it'll be a 5 bedroom, So it's a little bit overkill for one guy living on his own, but you never know. Somebody might come and visit me one of these days. Stranger things have happened. There we go. Right on the laser. So it's all the little fiddly cuts now, which is my favourite. Egg mayo. Oh, it's one of those days where everything's annoying. And I want you to make sure that it's right on the level. It is. So we're hunky dory. So that's another wall done. All railed out. And I've got to go and get the insulation because I've ran out of insulation. But that's all railed out now, that bit. Let me just quickly show you from here. There we go. It's all leveled up, all in. I'm very happy. So as soon as I've done that bit, all that's left to do is up in the top. Let me just turn you around and show you the last bit again. So look, just up there, this bit needs doing as well. But like I said to you before, that beam there on the left has got to come out. I've got to deal with that. So I need to go and buy the right equipment to deal with it, because I don't want to just chop it out with a handsaw and move anything. I'm just going to do it properly. So that will be my task tomorrow. That'll be my task tomorrow, to get the right bits and pieces in place to do that. And then that wall is complete after that. It won't take me long to do that bit. And then once it's done, I can run some wiring, because I want to get some plug sockets and light switches and things like that in there. And then I can plasterboard it. So then effectively that whole half of the house is separate from this half of the house. And for those of you that are not aware of the size of my property, I'm converting the central part where I am now. But there's also, if you go back to some of my earlier videos, you'll see that I did a walkthrough. I think it might have been in the first episode or the second episode. I did an actual walkthrough of what I've done so far. And you'll see my big bedroom. And I'm going to do the same thing in these rooms. So we're getting there. I'm very pleased. We're just going to keep going.